My name is Lara. I work as a physician assistant in orthopedic surgery, specializing in arms and shoulders. I provide advice to our patients all the time about how to manage their cast care. But because I've never been in a cast myself, I asked one of our staff members to put me in a cast for 24 hours so that I could personally relate to the advice that I'm about to share. I'm hopeful that with these tips and tricks, I'll be able to help improve your experience. Let's talk about bathing and other scenarios when your cast may come in contact with water. Most casts are made with a cotton liner which cannot get wet in the shower or pool. If it gets wet, it can impair the secure fit, cause skin healing problems because it won't dry, or become incredibly uncomfortable. If you haven't been told you can get your cast wet, assume you cannot. Here are some creative ways to protect your cast. If you have nothing else, use a bread bag or a garbage bag as a slip cover. But for less than $3 to $5, you can find field dressing gloves in the sporting goods section, but they may only be stocked seasonally. These are my favorite option because of the built-in elastic at the top. Here is a product marketed specifically for covering a cast. It is a stronger material, but also much more expensive. I found it easiest to find the vet sleeves. They're in the vet care department, marketed as OB sleeves, also known as artificial insemination gloves. I found a 10-pack for less than $4. It's a large clear sleeve that will fit up the entire way on your arm and has spots for your fingers. I secured it at the top with Coban wrap. I will admit by myself, this was rather challenging to get a tight seal, but if you have an extra set of hands, it would be really valuable to have someone help you with this part. Otherwise, you'll just have to use caution. Now, this Coban wrap that I'm referring to, you can find this if you have an equestrian section because it's also known as horse tape. It's flexible and it sticks to itself, so it can be very convenient for this purpose. Alternatives would be duct tape or a large rubber band that could fit all the way up your arm. Let's talk about general cast care. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Your cast is going to get dirty and it's going to stink. There are a number of different things that you can do to help manage these things, but they are inevitable. I recommend taking a dryer sheet. You can rub it over the outside of the fiberglass cast material to help with odor, or you could take baby powder just very sparingly at the edges of your cast where it meets the skin, at the top and at the bottom, if you didn't have surgery and you're not worried about wound contamination. This will help with odor and it'll absorb a little of the perspiration. If you're worried about appearance of your cast because you work in a dirty environment or you just like to keep it clean, I'd recommend making a slip cover, and an old sock is a perfect way to do that. This can be removed at the end of the day or when you're out of a dirty work environment so that you again have a clean cast. An alternative to this would be the Coban wrap that we talked about before. This can make it fun for teenagers, especially supporting your favorite sports team. You can wrap this on and then remove it at the end of the day. Casts can develop sharp edges. Ask in the office about moleskin, which has an adhesive backing and is easily placed over the edge, or you can use duct tape and gauze. Not all clothing can accommodate a cast or a splint. Consider borrowing oversized clothing from your family or a friend, modifying existing clothing, or picking up a few flexible items at a thrift shop. T-shirts and elastic waisted pants are easy options. When you're getting dressed, lead with the cast at hand and pull the remainder over. Button-down shirts with wide rolled sleeves are also easy, or for women, ponchos can be very flexible options with the entire arm free. When in doubt, throw a coat over your shoulder. It is possible to get exercise and stay active while you're in a cast or a splint. That is, if you're not recovering from any other injuries that would prohibit you from doing so. The safest options would be walking in a non-slip surface or using a recumbent bike. Ask your provider if you have more specific questions about physical activity, but my advice while you're exercising would be to keep the hand elevated by supporting it across the chest or using a sling for additional support. Now, you can have swelling in the hand and the fingers if the arm is down below the level of your heart for too long. Prevention is key, but if you do become swollen, stack up a few pillows at your side and elevate your hand so that the hand is above the level of the heart. This will take a different amount of time for everyone, so again, prevention is key. Let's end our discussion with food. You're going to want low prep, low mess options. Ready-to-eat meals that you could find at the grocery store are likely going to be your best option if you don't have help in the kitchen, chopping, handling heavy pots and pans, or washing the dishes. Meal options include soup with an easy open top that you can transfer to a dish to microwave. If you're looking for something fresh, go to the produce department. They have a number of ready-made salads or other heat and eat type meals. And the freezer section will always have a plethora of microwave dinners, which are going to be your easiest form of preparation and cleanup.